Matt. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Oh, good evening. Doing well. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for taking time out of your day and week to be here with us on this podcast of Wonder and Reality. Certainly, I know we've known each other for essentially decades, and I consider
Yeah.
you one of my good friends. I've always found your comedic material to be refreshing and unique. And to share with our audience some more too, you can also catch Matt at Spacebar Cafe, among other
Uh,
venues that I might
yeah.
not mention upfront. But Matt, feel free to take it away and introduce our audience some more for those who have not had the pleasure to experience your work.
Oh, wow. Yes, my name is Matthew Zint. I started doing comedy actually when I was in high school and have kept it going for decades now. I always loved the simplicity of the format, but it's unlimited what you can do with it. And that was really appealing to me. And I've always tried to have a unique style and be very much my own. When you see a lot of comedy, you start to see it all kind of blends together. But the unique ones, I think, stand out. So I've tried to be unique.
Absolutely. So, in regards to observing and seeing a lot of comedy itself, who were your comedy inspirations and have those changed over the years?
Yes, they've changed somewhat. My biggest inspiration was Jerry Seinfeld. I used to love his show. And at the beginning of his earlier seasons, he was actually doing stand-up. So his style of observational and trying to point things out really appealed to me. And then I also really liked Rodney Dangerfield. He used to go on the Tonight Show, and I was always excited to see him there because of his self deprecation. And also, I really liked Bill Cosby, how he could make a story so interesting and long. I thought was very interesting. But of course, you can't like him anymore, so that inspiration has changed. The one who I wish I could be more like, because he makes it as easy as anyone I've ever seen, is Dave Chappelle. The
Oh,
way
goodness.
he can tell a story and how calm and comfortable he is on stage. Very few people can do that. He's got it all under control, and it seems like he's not trying. And you're somewhat born with that ability, and it takes decades to get that good.
No, I totally get it. Whenever, for myself, Dave Chappelle comes to mind, his many great and amazing works, and but I always think about him and imitating Prince, and was it Eddie Murphy's brother and the whole
Charlie.
basketball pancakes? That will forever live in my mind as this like just just a defining moment in his work.
Yeah. Pretty amazing, and he's still going. I'm glad he came back after disappearing for a few years there a while back.
Definitely. I feel like during some un more recent uncertain times, I enjoyed definitely seeing like Dave Chappelle's work and the stand-up comedy shows that he did, seemingly more low key, but really like bringing us all as a society together. So I felt that was very crucial as well.
Pretty impressive guy. If we could all be that funny and
I know
entertaining,
they,
it'd be
oh,
wonderful.
I get it, but you definitely have lots of great work and shows that you've done. So,
Well,
um,
thank you.
you're so welcome. So, kind of thinking about your shows and previous venues, Matt, if you could perform anywhere in the world doing stand-up comedy, where would it be?
That would be the Comedy Cellar in New York City. That's, I think, the East Coast comedy mecca anyway, and seems like all they have performing there is famous people. So I wish I could get to a point where I could perform there. Uh, but I'm ways away from that. Jerry Seinfeld had a documentary, and that was one of the places he was performing when he was trying to get an act together to do stand up again. And I was always impressed with that place and how it has the simple background and underground. Just seems really cool place to be.
Definitely, it sounds interesting. I when you said comedy cellar, Matt, I was thinking about literally like a cellar or a basement, yet like,
Yeah.
and then you're adding in New York itself, the
Hmm.
background of where, if I'm thinking about some of my own interests like Broadway and theater, it's really like really a mecca, you could say, for
Hmm.
entertainment itself and dare I say true talent. So you never
Yeah.
know, you might be there pretty soon.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
For
I mean,
sure.
might be there as an audience member pretty soon.
Oh, hey,
That I
that'd
could
be
do.
that'd be fun to take in, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
Definitely. So, moving on with our questions, what is a scenario where you suddenly found yourself in flow state to create material?
I think I was actually driving to a show and I saw Geo Metro pulled
Mhm.
over by the police, and that immediately raised a lot of questions to me about what in the heavens happened there. And thus, one of my first memorable routines was formed uh, about that scenario I saw in real life. It's hard to beat things that actually you saw happen because they are real. And that was one of them.
Pretty interesting sometimes, like where we find ourselves for myself to share with you and our audience too. Sometimes I find myself being in flow state in like a random coffee shop and just like, I don't know what it is, whether it's the ambiance, like the aroma of the coffee and our tea, but coffee and then the music and
Mm.
even to a point where I'm like Shazamming which song this is. I'm like, this is such a great experience. So,
Ah,
mhm,
yeah, I gotta have be out in the public seeing things happen and you can get inspired.
mhm, for sure. So, in terms of, I guess, being out in the public and if our audience would like to connect with you, Matt, or I should also refer to you as Matthew Zint as well,
There we
um,
go.
what would the best way, or where would they be able to do so, or to reach out to you or keep in touch with your work?
My Facebook page,
Okay.
Matthew Zint on there, and I also have Matt Zint comedy on YouTube.
Okay.
Some of my uh, material is posted on there from shows in the past, and that's how you find me. See what I'm up to.
There you go. Appreciate you sharing that, Matt. I'll make sure to include your social media handles in the episode descriptions as well.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Well, that's all I have for now. But again, thanks a million for being on Of Wonder and Reality. And you never know. Again, Comedy Cellar might just be a wink away.
Oh, thank you. I hope so. It'd be nice.
You're welcome, Matt. Take good care. Bye for now.
Bye bye.